Morning everyone. Today I want to talk to you about the mistake of failing to build your foundations early. So it's a Thursday morning, and as always, Thursdays are past experiences in business, property and investing, and it's just continuing the kind of list of hundreds of mistakes I've made in business to date, and hopefully what I can kind of learn from them and kind of give you some steer so you can avoid making the same mistakes. So today is build your foundations early. And what I mean by this is that so often people get things the wrong way around. They see an entrepreneur will see an opportunity and will think, great, I need to act on this, I don't want to miss out. And quite often entrepreneurs are very much action takers, which is amazing. And having the ability to not battle procrastination is a God-given gift, because so many of us out there, myself included, struggle with procrastination. So being an action taker, you're halfway there. The issue is that if you take action hastily or kind of a knee-jerk reaction without putting the necessary planning in place, then all that hard work and action taking can kind of catch you out at some point in the future. So it's really, really important kind of you understand this, because I go back to one of a couple of Abraham Lincoln's quite famous quotes was, give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I'll spend 4 hours sharpening my axe. Okay, so there's a moral to the story that the progress is in the planning effectively. I think Benjamin Franklin said, fail to plan, it's a plan to fail. They're all talking about this, and the experience that these guys have got is far outweighs anything that I can offer. So who am I to disagree with those guys? So the point I'm trying to make here is taking action is one thing, but plan. And what I mean by planning is, first and foremost, you need to understand what you're trying to achieve with the new opportunity. So what I'll do, I'll tell you a story about my business first, my property business, and then I'll kind of touch on the moral of the stories as I go through. It might be an easy way to kind of learn this stuff. So my property business, 96 properties. We're smaller than that now as we're selling them, but built up to 96 properties, and within that I had 40 HMOs, 34 service accommodation units, a large number of JVs, lease options, installment contracts. There was a big, wide, varying mix of strategies that I'd used to grow this portfolio to the size it was. And the easy part was growing it, which sounds crazy because I was a young, hungry property entrepreneur. I'd be going and learning a new strategy. The next day I'd be out there implementing it. And when I look back, it was like, wow, this is amazing. This is a phenomenal opportunity. We've got to take action on this. And I was scared of the opportunity cost of not taking action. And fear of missing out, what am I going to call it? But I took action. I forced myself into this habit of taking action to avoid that dreaded word, procrastination. And each time I learned a new strategy, I went out, executed it, developed it, and it ended up growing the portfolio. So before you know it, the portfolio's got pretty big, and all of a sudden it starts crumbling down behind me. And okay, there were some bad decisions I made with rent guarantee schemes and personnel related challenges, but because I was growing and reacting to the level of growth, I was plastering over cracks in the growth as opposed to putting robust foundations and infrastructure in underneath it. And as a result, we nearly lost everything. Because it's like the kid in the sweet shop analogy. You keep eating sweets, it's amazing. You have one too many sweets and you feel absolutely sick. And it's exactly the same with the property business. We grew it. And if I look back, there was no underlying reason for growing it other than it was an opportunity that we didn't want to miss out on, which is not a real reason. It's not something tangible. So the first lesson here is have an end goal. And when I say end goal, milestone, I don't work with goals or end goals because I don't have any. I have milestones. because I know my body, I know how I work, I know I'll never stop. So an end goal is a final destination. So I work in milestones. I get to that milestone, then I'll set the next one. I get to that milestone, I'll set to the next one. That's how I operate. But for the purpose of this exercise, a goal, milestone, end goal, target, destination, all the same type of thing. You've got an objective you're trying to accomplish. Okay, so that's really, really important. So you need to have something there, and then you ask yourself the visualization process. Then is, what does that look like? So if your goal is try and make it something tangible. So it might be that, I don't know, I want 3 holidays a year, okay, with my family. It might be that. Okay, I'm just thinking of something on the go here. It might cost, I don't know, I reckon about 10 grand a month. I'll be able to have 3 decent holidays with my family a year and live a relatively comfortable life. Okay, so that might be the kind of tangible factors I'm putting into this goal. Okay, so 10 grand. So what does that look like? I might be clearing 500 quid a month on an HMO. Okay, so I need 20 of them. Okay, so that's very clear. But actually, I might want 22 just to give myself kind of a 10% surplus so that I can cover voids, maintenance, etc. Okay, that would be a pretty good plan. Okay, so I've worked it out there, numbers, I've put some figures behind it. Now I need to ask myself, what does the infrastructure of a 22 HMO portfolio require? So how many people do I need? I might need a property manager. Okay, so I need to bring in a property manager who is not going to get overwhelmed or stressed because there's quite a lot of tenants. There's probably going to be 100 tenants there. So he needs to be capable of dealing with 100 tenants, being extremely organised. You're like preempting some of the challenges that this business could face, that you could face with this business straight away. So really, really important, you start doing this, you might say, right, I need a gas engineer, reliable one. I need an electrician, reliable one. I need a handyman, a couple of handymen who, and I need maybe 2 variations, two variants of each trade, so that if one can't help, the other one can. He's put that in place now. How am I going to find tenants to fill these when I get them? What am I going to put in? Do I need to counsel with spare room, for example? Right, so if I get that set up, I need a decent accountant to be able to track and provide the data I need to ensure that I'm running profitability. Put the accountant in place. And all of a sudden, you get the picture here, I'm visually building out what the infrastructure of this business looks like. And when I say infrastructure, it's really muddy here, so just bear with me. When I say infrastructure, I mean marketing infrastructure, I mean finance infrastructure, I mean operations infrastructure, the whole shebang, the sales infrastructure. And once you've kind of got a grip of that, you start building it now early, because you've actually thought and you're preempting challenges before they actually happen. In my example of building my property portfolio, I had no milestone or end goal. I just had, I'm going to grow and get as big as I possibly can. It was pure ambition, pure naivety, and there was no kind of underlying reason other than I just wanted to prove a point type of thing, which is completely foolish in my opinion. So, but then what happened, because I wasn't giving it much thought to what it was, where it was going, I didn't give any thought to what it looked like. Because I didn't give any thought to what it looked like, I couldn't say I need this infrastructure and I need to start thinking about building this now whilst we're growing. No, I just grew. Oh blimey, something's happened here. Right, I better plaster over the crack and bring that person in. And they were all very much knee-jerk reactions. So much so I had a property manager who was spent, didn't want the job. He was caught having a sleep in one of my empty rooms whilst on shift. That's the type of mistakes I was making, bringing in those types of people. I was bringing in tradespeople and handymen that weren't even handymen. They were just labourers that were plastering over the cracks. Again, it meant I had to do the work twice. It meant I was having to manage the council's requirements, and I was putting people in place who weren't up to standard to get the property to standard, which meant I couldn't let them out as quickly, which meant I was losing money. And it got so bad, among other things, like the development went wrong as well, but I nearly lost everything because I didn't have the right infrastructure in place early on. If you start building now, your business now, reverse engineer it. Ask yourself why you're doing it. What You know, people get caught into the trap. We start a business for a business to serve us, not for us to serve it. So what service do you want this business to provide you? Ask yourself that question. And then, once you've been as specific as you possibly can, put some tangible aspects to it. What does that look like? What do I need there? How much money is that going to create? You know, start putting something you can actually see and visualize, and then start putting the infrastructure in around. And when we're talking about infrastructure, we're talking sales, marketing, operations, finance. All of that requires infrastructure. What does each department look like in a business which is turning over X? Once you start doing that, I'm not saying go out and put everybody in place immediately, but create a list of what that infrastructure looks like, and create a list of the level of importance. And as you grow, because at the beginning, there's no getting around it, you're in hustle mode when you're growing stuff, and you as the entrepreneur will be doing most things. As you grow, you start making a bit of profit, start reinvesting some of that profit in to the infrastructure, and work through your list in order of priority. And if you do it in this way, you'll be putting the foundations and underpinning what you're building early on. That will give it the stability to take any kind of rocks and problems and obstacles that you're inevitably going to face. So really, really important. So hopefully this story, this mistake will help you, because it's such an important one. And you know, it's so important. So many people don't do it. And so many people become that self-employed, overworked entrepreneur with no infrastructure behind them. And if you are that person, it's very, very difficult to escape that. You're trapped then. We talk about the rat race, being trapped in the corporate world. But there's an entrepreneurial trap as well, because being caught in the self-employed world. Because like I say, it's not a business unless it has the capability to operate as an independent entity. And what that means is no over-reliance on key personnel, i.e. you. So, to summarise, what do we mean by this? Don't grow for the sake of growing is number one. Number two, have a goal, objective, milestone, end goal, destination, objective, what you want to call it. Have a plan of what you're trying to achieve, and then reverse engineer it back to where you are today. Number three, put some tangible aspects to it. So that business, what do I want it to serve me, which is the goal. Like I said in my example, it was 3 holidays a year and a comfortable lifestyle. That's 10 grand a month. That's what I've identified. 10 grand a month, 500 quid if you want to put on an HMO. I'm being cautious here. 20 HMOs, 22 to allow for a 10% buffer. So what does a 22 HMO portfolio, the management of that look like? And I talked to you about the people you need to bring in and how you kind of break it down. So make a list of the infrastructure you're going to need. We're talking software, we're talking resources, we're talking team members, we're talking systems, processes, automation. All of this, make a list now. And you're not going to implement it all immediately, but you're then going to put it into some orderly prioritization structure. And what you're then going to do is, as you grow a little bit, you're going to build a little bit of foundation. And you're going to do this simultaneously alongside your growth, as you can sustain the investment in doing so. And what we'll then build is a business that has got rock solid foundations, which is stable. It can take hits and obstacles. It can deal with inevitable challenges that the business will face in the future, rather than getting one little wobble and collapsing because you've just not put the infrastructure and the foundations in place from the beginning. So I hope this is useful. It's a biggie today. So as always, if you've got any questions, just drop me a comment. I'll respond to everyone. Bigger topic. Still ask me a question, but I'll do a separate vlog so I can tag you in. If it's not for you, no drama at all. Just unfriend, unfollow me, and we'll stop clustering up your personal feeds. And do check out the Runpreneur Facebook group on my YouTube channel, Kevin Britton Runpreneur, where we have got 140 odd episodes now, nicely catalogued by neat, tight and tidy topics. And it's a completely free ad hoc resource, so you can tap in and out of it at any point in the future. So strongly recommend you do that. And finally, just a reminder that the Runpreneur vlog was created to help new entrepreneurs out there overcome stress, anxiety, overwhelm, and using the mechanism of exercise as a way to control and release that. If you don't have a release mechanism, this stuff builds up pressure, and as we say, pressure bursts pipes. If you don't have a release mechanism for managing this stuff, something will give. And that something is often you, the entrepreneur, either personally or mentally, having a breakdown, or your business may fail because of it. And so many of us entrepreneurs have these issues, but we're so stubborn, we want to solve everything ourselves, and we don't often open up and talk about it. So pick up the phone, send me a direct message, and I will help you wherever I can, because I've been there, done it, didn't have as many grey hairs beforehand, and I only just came out of it by the skin of my teeth. So if I can save an entrepreneur or another business owner out there somewhere, then this vlog has been entirely worth it. So that's it from me. As always, I end on a positive note by saying stay positive, stay happy, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.